worked out. They got to come watch the win, and it was a good time, man. Ford Field was a fun crowd yesterday. You know, like a lot of people knew there wasn't a whole lot on the line.
Right.
You want to see your team win, but
it was relaxed.
It was a relaxed crowd. It was still a loud crowd, but it was a fun crowd. It wasn't like a stressful crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a good atmosphere.
Until under 2 minutes left in the first half when Sam Laporta got injured. And that's been the hot topic of the day as far as, you know, why wasn't he rested? You know, certain teams rested all their guys. And my point was, look, I'm one of those guys who loves putting guys in bubble wrap. When they're blowouts, rest people, get them out of there. But I even said before the game, have Goff and these guys play, if you can, a half, maybe three quarters, and then sit them out. Laporta got hurt in the first half. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, do you think the criticism of Dan Campbell is just in this?
No. You would have felt really stupid if you sat your guys and lost, and we know Philly lost, but if Dallas would have lost, right? How dumb would you have felt if you rest your guys and you're sitting there at 8 o'clock last night saying, "Oh my God, what were we thinking? We could have been the 2 seed."
Right.
So no, you couldn't. You couldn't rest your starters. No, and it sucks, man. Injuries happen, and there were a bunch of injuries even last night. You watching the Buffalo game and Miami game. They're obviously battling for a division,
Miami,
but
another one.
It happens though. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. But no, I don't think there's any criticism that should be warranted. You can't put these guys in bubble wrap. You only have 45 guys active on game day, right? You can't rest everybody. Who else are you going to have to go out there and play?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
TJ,
it's just unfortunate that it happened.
When you were, every year in the playoffs with Green Bay, you made a Super Bowl run. What was the conversations like as you ended the regular season on who would play, who wouldn't play?
Going back, I think I was only in that spot one time, and it was 2011 when we were 15-1. I was a young player, so I'm not getting any rest. I know that. But Aaron Rodgers didn't play. A bunch of Charles Woodson didn't play. Donald Driver didn't play. All the veteran guys didn't play. And we went to the bye week after that, and then we came out and got absolutely trampled by the Giants in the division round. And I don't know if that's a direct, correlation. Right. Hey, we rested. Hey, we came in, off too much break. I don't know. I mean, I was always under the belief that players need to play, especially with the dynamic of your team. If you're a young team with not a lot of playoff experience, you don't want guys sitting there thinking, oh, okay, we're good. We're going to take the week off. And then try to ramp it back up, the next week for the playoffs. I think that's really difficult to do. If you can stay in this mindset of, compete. We got to win. We got to do this, right? Then it's easier to stay into that mode once you hit the playoffs. Look, if there were guys that were beat up yesterday, everybody was obviously healthy enough to play. But if there was a guy, I said this before the game, if you've got a guy that's just going out there and, hey, we need you on Sunday type of guy. We know you're beat up, but those type of guys you could have rested. But apparently they didn't have any of those. Now, maybe, I don't know, did anybody ask Coach about John Kaminsky? I mean, that was kind of a last minute, maybe
somebody told me he was
inactive.
sick during the week.
Okay, so maybe that was hey, we're going to give you a rest. You're a veteran guy, kind of beat up. But no, I don't really believe in the resting players unless you got the 1 seed locked up, unless you've got veteran guys that are injured that have been playing through a lot of pain and playing through a lot of injuries, then that's a good time to give those guys a day off. But I don't know if there's really any magic recipe. But yesterday for the Lions, you couldn't rest, right? Everything was still on the line. You still had a chance to get the 2 seed. So
you still had a chance. Yeah. Now, moving forward at that position, Mitchell had a really good catch. So I'm comfortable with him playing. Obviously, the hot name out there that's available sitting there is Zach Ertz. Do you go out there, bring him in? Is Brock Wright done for the year? I have no idea what his situation is. I know they got Friskner that they've been going up and down on the practice activations squad. What's your feelings on Zach Ertz?
Hey, Zach Ertz is a guy who I think as soon as last year was still playing, pretty decent football
he
right out in
played 7
Arizona.
games this year, started them all, and
what got released and just hasn't been picked up yet.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think it's playoff time. You have to exhaust every single option,
and
right?
He won a Super Bowl. He's been there before.
And he's kind of the same. He's kind of this. I'm not going to say the same body type, but kind of the same type. He's an athletic guy. You know what I mean? He's a receiving tight end. He's not a guy you're going to bring in to go block 50 plays a game. But I think you have to exhaust all options. Now, The bad part about it is, it doesn't sound like Sam Laporta's injury is it's kind of borderline, right? It could be a week, it could be a couple weeks. You're not going to put him on IR. So if you bring in somebody from the outside, you're going to have to release somebody, right? And we just know they just went through a ton of moves, bringing Aleem back up and bringing CJ back up and activating Tyson Alualu. You know what I mean? So then you start getting a whole roster dynamic, and hey, who are we going to let go at this point to make room? I don't know what the answer is. Hopefully, Brock Wright can. I don't know how close he was. I know he was ruled out.
Right.
He wasn't. He didn't have a questionable tag, so maybe he was a little bit farther away than some other guys. But yeah, I'm sure that they're doing their homework today. I'm sure that was the first thing this morning when they got in was, is there anybody out there that can help us, until we get Sam back.
So, TJ, let me ask you this. In terms of the impact of an injury. Now, obviously, the guys that I wanted to protect were Amon-Ra St. Brown, Frank Ragnow, and Jared Goff. And I'd even throw maybe Penei Sewell in there. Because if you lose either of those guys up front, it completely changes everything, especially knowing that you may be playing the Rams. Now we know that they are playing the Rams. Losing Sam Laporta, if he's unable to go, do you believe, like I do, that Ben Jansen can scheme and get around? You don't ever want to lose a Pro Bowl player, and he is a huge part of this offense, but you can find ways to replace some of that production and also spread it around. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, it might be an opportunity for Jahmyr Gibbs to have the ball in his hand more.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. And even the second half there, it felt like the passing game was really hitting its stride. Obviously, you still have Amon-Ra, who is an absolute stud. Khalif Raymond, before he got hurt, took on a bigger role. Josh Reynolds.
Long ball, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds is a guy who's been very reliable for them this season. Probably going to be asked to play a little bit bigger role himself. It's definitely going to hurt. Don't get me wrong here, but I have faith in the players that they have. I have faith in Ben Johnson to say, you know what, maybe James Mitchell, if he's your starting tight end, he's not going to be the focal point like Sam Laporta is.
Right.
But you can still draw up some plays for James Mitchell to get open.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what Ben Johnson has done a really nice job of with Sam Laporta this year is he's really good at making contested catches and beating one-on-ones, but they've also designed a lot of plays for him to get open too, right? You can do that with another tight end.
Yes.
You can't necessarily mimic some of the big third downs that you're getting one-on-one coverage, but there are going to be times where you can utilize other guys in that offense, and I think Ben Johnson's going to be fine. He'll find ways to figure it out.
With Raymond's injury, if he's not able to go, does DPJ become your punt returner? Or, I don't know, if J-Mo is healthy to play, does he do it?
Yeah, I'm not a man. DPJ I know has had probably the most experience out of anybody, right?
Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
starting to pick it up a little bit, by the way.
And I don't think we've seen anybody else return punts for the Lions this year. And I'm trying to go back to the preseason. I don't think there was anybody that, the second guy who was that. I don't know. Right. So yeah, that's they're going to have to figure some things out with him as well, right? Because he was special teams yesterday was. I mean,
really
that
good.
It was a game changer,
Fox
right?
was really good.
I mean, Fox was really good. The return units, Khalif had a couple really good returns that set him up in great field position.
Except the Money Badger missed another extra point.
Yeah, I mean that's the if that. I don't want to jinx it.
Is there another kicking competition this week?
Who is the backup kicker?
I don't know. Did they have somebody on the practice squad?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I think they released
Patterson's on Cleveland.
Patterson's gone. So I don't think they have anybody else. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring some guys in this week for tryouts or maybe a practice squad just to try to add to the competition a little bit. Say, hey, Badge,
dude, yeah,
we don't have much more room for error here.
You wonder
buddy,
why I went for 2-3 times? I didn't trust you making an extra point.
Yeah. It makes the decision going for it from the 7 a little bit more clear, doesn't it?
Yes. 248